Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new elite family of woods and irons from Callaway.
Well, here's a look at how things stand through 18 holes of the Sony Open in Hawaii. There is a six-way tie at the top, 6 under par after they opened with a 64 at Waiʻalae Country Club. Let's get a reaction from some of those leaders.
Eric, opening bogey-free 64, matching your low round here at the Sony Open. Just to start, some thoughts on your round today.
Yeah, no, it was good. I felt pretty in control, tee to green, and you know the fairways are very difficult to hit here, so I felt like I drove it well and you know made a few putts. So put that together, and it was a great round, great way to start the week.
What do you think was the biggest difference for you from last week to this week?
I don't know. I felt like I was swinging the club pretty well last week, but I just didn't get a lot out of it, sort of. You know, like my scoring wasn't there. Maybe it was the first tournament of the year and just wasn't quite sharp enough. But, you know, like I definitely hit it better today than I did at all last week. But I think it's just like as you play more tournaments, especially in my case, I feel like you kind of learn that scoring aspect of it, and that kind of picks it up.
What was the highlight of the day for you?
Good question. I'd say I hit a lot of really nice iron shots in a row kind of on my first 9. But I hit a really good shot into 17. It's kind of an in-between yardage for me, and I like to draw the ball, and I kind of like held it up. So that was a nice thing to see that I tried to hit that shot, and it came off how I wanted.
Putter looked like it was working?
Putter was good, yeah. I made a long one on the hole before that, 16, and I had some looks out there that I'd would like to hit over again, but overall putted well and don't have a whole lot to complain about.
Does this course fit your eye well?
It does, yeah. It reminds me a lot of old Florida course, like with the holes kind of running parallel to each other and some houses on the course. So it's got a lot of similarity, and Bermuda greens too, Bermuda grass. So it's got a lot of similarities to courses I grew up playing in Florida.
What do you think you need to do to get that first W?
I'd like to think if I just keep doing what I'm doing and don't try and change too much, then hopefully I'll be in the position to win a little more often. And if I do that, I think just by the more times you put yourself there, eventually I feel like you're going to be able to get over that hurdle.
Is that your number one goal for this season?
Yeah, winning is definitely one of them, but I'm a little more process-oriented. So like I said, I just want to be in contention a little bit more this year than I was last year. So I think if I do that, then it kind of accomplishes the winning goal.
Yeah, played really nice, really aggressive, putted really good and drove it exactly where I was looking today. And if I can clean up a few things that happen, a couple bogeys and a double, if I can clean that up for the next few days, then it'll hopefully be a really good week.
What was the difference between how you've played here in the past? What made you decide to go with the more aggressive approach?
Yeah, I've got so much confidence in the driver, and if you have confidence in the driver, then it really makes a big difference. It's quite a tight golf course, so if you can hit a driver straight, then you're obviously gaining a few strokes on the field, and that's exactly what I did.
Is it a new driver?
It is.
What driver are you using now?
A ping.
Okay. Has driving always been a strong suit of your game?
No.
Yeah, Brett and I just stuck to our game plan, played solid all day, kept it in the fairway. I think we missed one green today, so it's kind of hard to mess it up from there. And then it was nice to finish with 3 birdies. I made a nice par putt on 15, which was probably the turning point of the day. If I missed that putt, I'm back to 2 under, and I've played awesome. I felt like I should have been 4 or 5 under. And then, fortunately caught fire the last 3 holes. So you never know when that hot stretch is coming, and fortunately it did end up coming on the last 3 holes.
And what happened during those 3 holes? Any of those birdies really stand out?
Yeah, I hit a pretty poor drive on 16, but we hit the right shot, and it ended up in the fairway bunker, and then had a nice number with a gap wedge and hit it to 3 feet. So hit a nice shot, and it's always nice when they go to 3 feet instead of 12 feet. So made that one, and then made a nice 18, 20-footer up the hill on 17. And then 18, hit a terrible, nice drive, hit a terrible second shot. The only place we weren't trying to hit it was right, and I kind of hit it right and had a bad lie, and probably one of the best short game shots of my life. Just kind of a hit and hope, and fortunately went to 3 feet and snuck it in the right edge.
First time in 6 starts, opening up in the 60s here. What was the biggest difference today, and what are your thoughts on this golf course and how it suits your game?
Yeah, it has not suited my game the least bit so far. I love the course. I don't know what my low score is here, but 64 probably has to be low for me by 2 or 3 or 4 maybe. Never been in the 60s an opening round. I would have liked to have said I had 1 round in the 60s opening, but it doesn't surprise me. So it's definitely nice to finish a good day off once I played so well, because if you play 4 days like that, you definitely have a chance. But it's nice when you can have your ball striking day, and the day you putt it well, it needs to be a low day to give you some momentum and propel you into the week.
It was I don't know what kind of round it was really. I didn't feel like I really played that great. I definitely hit some good shots, some poor shots, and I managed my game really well. Felt like I scored the ball really well, put a new putter in play, and paid dividends today for sure. Made some really nice putts, a couple nice par saves, a couple bonus birdie putts. Kind of just held it together and let my putting and kind of scoring the ball do most of the work today.
As good a putter as you are, we don't usually hear you talk about changing putters. So what was what led to that?
I really struggled last week on the greens. I find those greens really tricky to read last week. For some reason, I like my gamer putter on fast Bermuda greens, but I struggle with them on slow Bermuda greens. These are a little slower again this week. I've just kind of been struggling with my looking down at my putter. It just hasn't felt right lately. I don't know what's been going on, but it just hasn't looked great to my eye over the last couple months. I've been fighting it. So after last week, I kind of had it determined that I wanted to change this week, just something different to look at. And I really like how this one felt. I went through a couple different putters trying them on the green and landed on this one, and it feels pretty good.
3 straight birdies midway there through your round, 16, 17, 18. Which of those stand out?
The one on 17, just because it was it was a tough pin. They moved the tee up for us, but it was really tucked over the false front in the bunker, and I hit a really nice kind of floaty 8-iron downwind, really hit it high and spun it up and hit it to about 5-6 feet and made a nice little downhill left to right curler. Missed a bunch of opportunities early on, missed a bunch of putts, but hit it close on 16, didn't have to putt. And then 17 kind of got some confidence with that putter going. You never, it feels good on the practice green. You never know how it's going to be when you take it into tournament play. And so that little downhill, little left to right, 6-footer kind of got my day going, and just kind of felt comfortable from there on out. You're
in a log jam with a lot of guys at 64. What was the defense of the course out there today?
I think the softness in the greens. The fairways are really firm, so you can drive it very far. You can drive it very far and leave yourself some short clubs in, and the greens are somewhat soft. Obviously, the wind picked up in the middle of the round for us today. It's still hard to hold some fairways, though, like just the angles, and you really got to be precise with how you're hitting coming into some of these angled fairways. Like 18's nearly impossible to hit. Like I hit what I thought was a perfect drive, and it raced through the fairway 5 yards, and I had a really scratchy lie in the rough. Like the rough's still up, but the softness in the greens allows for you to, even if you do hit it in the rough, you could potentially fly something on the green and it will still hold. But I thought the course played. It was fun. It was a challenge. I thought it was a really good test. Still, even though you see a bunch of guys at 6 under, I didn't feel like it maybe played quite that easy. But it's just such a fun golf course to play.